This is a full trading plan based on Killzones. In this video, I'll give you a full framework in detail starting from the Asian session going through the London session and how you can trade it, including Asian sweep, also known as the London Judas swing, and the London silver bullet, to New York Killzone optimal trading entry, Judas swing, and silver bullet. This video is all you need to know what to expect in a trading day. If anyone need one-on-one mentoring, check the description. If you guys like this type of content, then make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment. This is Mulham Trading, and let's get into the video. Now, first, starting with the kill zones, okay? What are some of the characteristics for each kill zone, and what are the kill zones that we have? So we have Asia kill zone, London kill zone, New York kill zone. Basically, we most likely trade in London and New York. This is a consolidation. So some of the characteristics for the Asia kill zone is that it's usually a consolidation or ranging or accumulation. Basically, it's low in volume. USD pairs and also Euro and Pound are not active during this time of the day. But pairs with Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen are most active in this time. It generates liquidity for London and New York. So it's like sacrificing for London and New York to have expansion. Basically, we would be having ranging market here, expansion and expansion, or sometime reversal here. The Asia starts from 8 p.m. or 20 until midnight, but usually I extend it until 2 a.m. So if there is a high that is being created after midnight, I would extend my Asian range to 2 a.m. Now the London kill zone, and this is my favorite kill zone. This is where I trade most of the time. It has the highest probability of creating the high or the low of the day. And why? Because we can apply the power of 3 in the daily candle, right? And the daily has Asia, London, and New York. Those are the main sessions in the day. Now, accumulation can be in Asia, then London can have the manipulation, because after accumulation we have manipulation. Most likely London has the manipulation, and we know that after manipulation we have aggressive move either to the upside or the downside, and that's how the high or the low of the day is created, because we have expansion and then we have the distribution at the end. So basically, most of the time a high or the low of the day will be created in London. It has the highest probability of a large directional move. This directional move or this trending move or this rallying up or going down is going to happen after the manipulation. Pairs with Euro and Pound are most active in this time. Some USD pairs are also active in this time. And also it has high probability liquidity sweeps. And that's based on my experience. That's how I find, if I compare London to New York, London has much more liquidity sweeps. It goes from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. And all of those times are always Eastern time or New York time zone. The New York kill zone. Most of the major forex pairs are active in this time, most of the forex pair, and it's also influenced by news release. Most of the time, the high impact news are released in the New York kill zone, and it frequently sets up an optimal trading entry pattern. Most of the time, there is also an optimal trading entry pattern in the London kill zone, but I know a lot of people prefer to, get it into the New York kill zone. And there are two potential scenarios in the New York kill zone. It's either a continuation of the London kill zone or a reversal of the London kill zone. And we're going to cover this in a lot of details. The New York kill zone goes from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And some people, extend it to 11 a.m. because there is a silver bullet from 10 to 11. But originally, it's from 7 to 10 a.m. Before we continue to the video, if you're looking to secure up to $4 million in trading capital, look no further. Bespoke is one of the best firms in the industry now. Trade at your own pace with no time limit, very low spreads and slippage, request a payout in 14 days and get it in less than 24 hours, balance-based daily drawdown, and much more other features. For a special 10% discount on all accounts, use code MULHAM at checkout and find all links in the description. Let's continue. Moving to the full trading plan, this is your whole day of trading. We're gonna start from the Asian session, going into what to expect to happen after the Asian session, into the London Killzone, into the New York Killzone, and what type of trades we can take. I did spend a lot of time into this, so if you guys appreciate my work, then please hit the like button so this can reach more people. Now, first, starting with the Asian session, and as I said, usually this is the ranging market, consolidation, or basically the accumulation. If we can see here, this is our accumulation. What are we expecting after? Manipulation. But let's, focus on this first. We have the Asian high here. That's where, the highest point between 20 and midnight, and usually, I extend it here. But in this case, because the high did not go above this is still the highest point. The lowest point is this and this. We have relative equal lows. This is the Asian low. This is the Asian high. We mark both of those levels and we expect price to take one of those as manipulation and then trend on the other side, or just, have an aggressive move on the other side. Now, price started here. This is midnight. We don't look for trades until 2 a.m. This is the starting of the London Killzone. Now, price starts here, price goes and takes the Asian low. If price doesn't displace this below the Asian low, and if the drawn liquidity tells you that price is gonna go up, and if there is a point of interest below the Asian low to hold the price to go to the upside, and if the order flow, and we're gonna cover all of this later, but if the order flow is basically going up, a lot of confluence is happening here. But the most important one is that price did not displace below the Asian low and came back into the range immediately. In this case, we have a change of character or market structure shift, or basically a displacement over structure. It happens here. What do we expect? You can take a lower time frame entry to catch this London Judas swing. Basically, London Judas swing is the manipulation of the Asian session. This is the London Judas, okay? Price goes up, you can take an entry here, or you can take this optimal trading entry, and I did a full video about this, a full strategy, very mechanical. It's the OTE strategy. If I grab my fib from here to here, I'm gonna see that, there is, the 62% level is right here. And in this case, also if there is, a fair value gap aligning with the 62, then that's gonna be a higher probability. We can take a trade here with the OTE and expect price to go to the -27, -62, and -1. Now, this is the first opportunity to enter, which is the London Judas in the lower time frame. We're going to take in a risky entry after price taking the Asia low, going into the point of interest, and then going up. If price leaves you a fair value gap, you can take a risky entry from there. Price goes, you have the OTE, and then after that, inside of the London Killzone, we have the London Silver Bullet from 3 to 4, and it's usually a fair value gap for a continuation to the drawn liquidity. We have this Asian high. Price gave us a fair value gap here. Price can come down to the fair value gap on the London Silver Bullet timing and then go up. By the way, I do have a full video about Silver Bullet, full strategy and over 1 hour of backtesting. It has a very great result. You can watch that video. Now, this is the third opportunity to enter. Now, the London Killzone is done right here. After 5 a.m., no more trading. If you have a trade, you can hold it, but do not trade after 5 a.m. I mean, you can, but the high probability setups starts at 7. So in this time, from 5 to 7, you don't really need to trade. You can wait for some price action to develop, some more liquidity to be taken in the New York Killzone. Price start here. This is 7 a.m. Price starts by taking a liquidity level. And that's where, the same strategy that I explained here, it happens here also. We have price taking liquidity, price displacing over structure on the other side of the liquidity, and optimal trading entry right here at the 62. And also, you see that's price back to origin. This is a liquidity taken. Price goes up, come down, and then goes up again to the same level where the liquidity is taken, which aligns with the 62. Price goes lower, and then you target the same targets, the same take profits. Now price goes lower. We do have London Judas swing on the London Killzone, right? Do we have another Judas swing in the New York Killzone? Yes, we have. and usually it's at 8:30 for forex, 9:30 for indices. But the timing can be different sometimes. It's not like every day the same thing. Even this whole trading plan or template, it doesn't happen every day the same way, because if it does, then this is not a real market. Like, if it's moving this way, then it's going to be obvious for everyone to make money. But sometimes you need to be smart, sometimes it can be different. But usually this is how it happens. But sometimes it can just take the Asia low and then keeps going lower, but you do not take an entry, right? So we do not force entries. Now when we come here back to the London Killzone, price goes lower at 8:30 or 9:30. We have the New York Judas swing, and as we discussed earlier, the New York Killzone can be either a continuation of what London has done or a reversal. And in this case, for example, if we go with the green dotted line, this is the Judas swing continuation. Price goes lower and then started to go up, and you can take an entry here, any entry type, and price is going to go up with the same direction of the London. You see London takes the liquidity and started to go up, then this is all a retracement, price goes lower and then continue with the direction of London. It can also be a reversal. Price takes buy side liquidity and then start to go on the other direction of the London, of what London has done. Now, there are multiple scenarios that we anticipate for the Judas swing. First of all, it's usually 8:30 for Forex and 9:30 for indices. However, when there is a red news release at 8:30, there is usually no 9:30 Judas swing. And why? Because it already happened at 8:30 because of the news, but mostly you won't be able to trade it because we do not trade in the news release, especially the red folders. And also for indices, if we have news release at 10 a.m. instead, then we do not expect the Judas swing to happen at 9:30, but we do expect it to happen from 10 a.m. until about 10 a.m., something like this. That's cool. If you are not able, then you can trade the New York silver bullet. The same way we trade the London silver bullet, we can take the same approach, and it goes from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. New York time. This is the full plan. This is the full framework. Now you understand how many opportunities you could have gotten, and now you have an idea about how to trade every day and what to expect every day. Now, what is my favorite model? And from what I explained earlier, I'm gonna focus on this. I really focus on the Asian high and Asian low, and I look for price to sweep any of those, either the high or the low. And when I have a higher time frame point of interest aligning and in the same direction with the order flow and the drawn liquidity, let's say all the way up here is my drawn liquidity. I mean, first drawn liquidity is the Asian high, but if the Asian range is too wide, then you can target some of those internal Asian liquidity. Now price comes here. Usually I trade this London Judas swing, and I really like it. It's it fits my time, and that's why I prefer it. I feel like I can catch this much more better than the whatever happens in New York. So this is my favorite thing. I can make a separate detailed video about this if you guys want. Now I always go and give you some notes about how to get the high probability trades. And very quickly, the liquidity sweep should happen into a PD array, a point of interest, either an order block, fair value gap, breaker block, or any PD array. And you should also consider midnight open level. So if price is above midnight, then you go short, and if price is below midnight open, then you go long. But this is not necessary. If the midnight open level is telling you something against the order flow and against the drawn liquidity, then forget about it, because it's not gonna work every time. The drawn liquidity and the order flow is much more important. But this is just one of the indication or one of the confluences that you can use. You should trade also with the order flow. That's what I explained. Clear draw on liquidity. If you have a clear draw on liquidity, your life would be easier, your win rate would be much higher. And I do have a video on draw on liquidity, and I do consider that video as one of my most important videos to watch. The liquidity sweep is a sweep of a major level. For example, previous day high, previous day low, previous week high, previous week low, etc. Either sometimes the previous session high, session low, and it goes on and on. But most importantly, it should be a liquidity sweep of a major level. Now, we already discussed this. right? How do we know if it's a continuation or it's a reversal? If the New York is going in the same direction where London is going, or it's going to go into the other direction. The most important thing is the order flow and draw on liquidity. However, there's some indication or some other confluences that you can use that it's going to give you some hints in order where price is going to go, and we're going to go cover those. Now, first of all, if I ask you this question, when do you expect price to reverse or at least retrace? If price is going higher, 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 then you expect that price is gonna reverse or retraces. The same logic applies here. When do we expect a reversal? We do expect a reversal when price trends without reversal. So if London is going up, for example, without any reversal, without any retracement, then we expect the reversal to happen on the New York. So basically, for example, if the London session consistently trends upwards without a significant reversal, then we anticipate a potential downward reversal during the New York session. Vice versa, if the London session consistently trends downwards without a significant reversal, then we anticipate that potential upward reversal during the New York session. However, when do we expect a continuation? It's totally the opposite. If there is already a reversal or a retracement, then we can expect a continuation. So if the London session trends upwards and then reverses in the same session, so in the London session, we can anticipate a potential upward continuation during the New York session. Vice versa, if the London session trend downwards and then reverses in the same session, we can anticipate a potential downward continuation during the New York session. And we can go over, some examples. But now to put it in, few words, London continuation means New York reversal. London reversal means New York continuation in few words. So if London keeps going up, 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 then we can expect a reversal in New York. However, if London already reversed, then we can expect New York to continue wherever London was going to. Now let's go ahead and cover some examples, and mostly I'm going to focus on the Asian sweep, and I'm also going to cover, when London is reversing, when New York is reversing, when, the continuation and reversal part. The blue session is the Asian session, this is the London Killzone, and this is New York Killzone. Now, I did extend my Asian session until 2 a.m., okay, and that's what I prefer. Now, what do we see here? Price takes the Asian high exactly almost at 2 a.m., okay? It was not 2 a.m., I think it was slightly before 2 a.m., but then there was no big displacement. However, we have another sweep right here, and price displaces below this point and slightly below this point. But then we have an order block here, which you can enter from. And some of those trades that I'm going to go over, there are some that I entered. So you could have entered from here and price is going lower. What do we notice from here? We notice that while price is going lower and on the same session, almost the same session on the London Killzone, price retraced up, price went up. So what do we expect from New York to do? We expect price to go lower because we did not have a continuation on London. Price went lower and then reversed. So what happened is that on New York, you come here, what happened is that price goes up and it was not the 830 Judas swing, but it was almost the 930 Judas swing. Price takes this high, which was happened on the London Killzone. It was taken, and this is the New York Judas swing. So this is the London Judas swing. The New York Judas swing happened here, and then price started to go lower for a continuation. So you could have caught this, after this level of liquidity taken, you could have looked for a lower time frame entry, for example, and then you could have catch this continuation pattern. Now also, the silver bullet timing is right here. This is 10 a.m. This is the opening fair value gap. If you entered from this fair value gap right here, you could have caught this, small move. But if you have your stop loss up just above the candle right here, it's going to be a good trade. Now, another example, and it's literally the same logic. We have the Asian session right here. The Asian high is taken right here. Price goes lower. Now, you could have, taken a whatever, any lower time frame entry here, or whatever your strategy is. price goes lower, goes into the Asian low right here, and start to reverse. Now at this point, even though the reversal happens slightly after London, but this is still part of the London session, but not the London Killzone. However, this can be part of the reversal that happened on the London session. We have reversal. What do we expect? Continuation. What happened is that price goes lower, and I do believe there was some news release here, so you will not be able to catch the trade here. However, what do we have? We have the London Judas swing right here. We have order block with fair value gap with an inducement here also. Price takes the inducement into the order block right here at 8:30 exactly, and then started to go lower. So this is the New York Judas swing. This is the London Judas swing, and you can see price going lower, reversal, and the New York continuation to the lower side. Right here at 10 a.m. there was a liquidity sweep. However, there was no fair value gap. Maybe in the lower time frame you'd be able to catch the silver bullet strategy here. You'll be able to catch a silver bullet setup right here, a fair value gap right here at 10 a.m. and price started to go up until right here. So you could have taken your profits right here at the end of the silver bullet session, maybe. Now, same thing. Asian session. So price takes the Asian session right here. Price goes up, no change of character, no market structure shift, nothing. Price goes lower and then started to go up right here. So maybe some people are gonna enter here and they it's gonna fail for any reason, maybe the lower time frame. But right here there was the change of character, and maybe people are also finding a setup right here. Could have taken a trade all the way to the Asian high when it was taken. You see, Asian high was taken and then there was a reversal. This reversal also is not in the London Killzone. It happens slightly after, between the 2 hours between the London Killzone and the New York Killzone. However, this is still part of the London session. What do we see now? We see that price already reverses in the London session. Now, what do we expect? Price to continue in the same side of in New York. And what do we see right here? So basically, some people would say, oh, this is at 8:30. However, price doesn't take the liquidity. It engineered more liquidity for the Judas swing. And Judas swing actually happens here, slightly after 8:30. It happens here, takes this liquidity and this into this fair value gap and order block, and then started to go up. So you can see how, this reversal and those 2 hours between London and New York can, sometime engineers liquidity for you for the New York session to expand. Basically, price takes the liquidity here, Judas swing, New York Judas swing, and then price started to go up. And this is the last example, and it's always the same thing. It repeats every day. Okay, what do we see here? Asian high, Asian low. This is the Asian session. Price doesn't take the Asian low. However, it goes and takes the Asian high. If you could have find a lower time frame entry, there was price back into the range and then fills maybe a lower time frame fair value gap here. Price goes lower immediately to where? To the Asian low. It takes some liquidity from the Asian low and then it reverses. When we have a reversal, what do we look for? We look for a continuation. And based on my experience, most of the time, New York is a continuation of what happened in London. Most of the time. In this case, price engineers liquidity right here, but it was taken, between those 2 hours. However, new liquidity is right here. And what do we have above this liquidity? We have an order block. Either, if you consider this as, your extreme order block, or this one, if you refine it more, this is your order block. What happens is that, and I think this time almost, just slightly before 9:30, price goes and takes this liquidity into this order block, the extreme order block, and then started to go lower. That's how you can take advantage of the London Judas swing and the New York Judas swing. But the London Judas swing is much better, much more clear to trade. However, it's just a personal choice. This is just a personal preference. That's what I prefer. Now, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys liked the video and you learned something new from it. Do not forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, share the videos with friends that might need, to understand those stuff. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel because that's the only way to support me. And make sure to join the Discord. If you guys want to have a PDF of this file or those slides, then you can join the Discord and you're gonna find it there for free. This is Mulham Trading, and I'll see you in the next video.